what you think you're saying, we need a budget to get compliant for our ISO 9001 certification audit. What your boss is hearing, look, I've been there. You spend weeks building the perfect proposal, metrics, processes, the whole QMS framework. You walk in confident. 15 minutes later, we'll think about it. Here's what changed everything for me. The problem isn't your proposal. The problem is you're speaking a different language than the people who control the budget. So let's fix that. Here are 4 reframes that change that conversation into their language, starting now. Reframe number 1. Stop saying quality assurance and start saying risk reduction. Here's why that matters. When you say quality assurance, executives hear testing, checkpoints, gates, delays, overhead. When you say risk reduction, they hear protecting revenue, avoiding lawsuits, preventing customer churn, and safeguarding the brand. Same function, completely different frame. Here's how you use this in real conversations. The old script, we need to implement a quality assurance program to catch defects early. New script, I've identified 3 areas where we're exposed to significant risk right now. If we don't address them, we're looking at potential revenue loss in Q3. Here's a plan to mitigate that. Notice the difference? One sounds like busy work, the other sounds like you're protecting the business. Owners and leaders don't wake up worried about quality metrics. They wake up worried about risk. Speak their language. Reframe number 2. Stop talking about process and start talking about velocity. This one's counterintuitive, I know, because quality is about process. But here's the thing. Owners and managers think process slows down. So flip it. Instead of saying we need better processes, say, here's how we can ship faster without breaking things. Let me give you a real example from my own experience. Old script, we need to implement a formal review process before we ship. New script, right now we're losing 2 weeks per quarter to scrap and rework. If we catch issues and fix how we do things before we move on to the next step, we can ship 20% more this month. Here's how. See what happened there? I took the same initiative, a review process, and repositioned it as a speed enabler, because that's what it actually is. Good quality processes don't slow teams down. They remove the friction of constantly fixing the same mistakes. When you frame quality as a velocity multiplier, executives, leaders, owners lean in because velocity is what they are measured on. Reframe number 3. Stop positioning quality as compliance. Position it as a competitive advantage. Compliance, it's a checkbox. It's something you have to do. Competitive advantage is something you want to do because it helps you win. Here's how this plays out. The old script says we need to meet ISO 9001 standards for our certification. The new script, our biggest competitor just lost a major contract because they couldn't demonstrate quality controls. We have an opportunity to differentiate ourselves in the market. Here's what that looks like. Now you're not asking for budget to tick a box. You're asking for a budget to win deals. Your competitors can't. And here's the beautiful part. You can do this even if you're in a regulated industry. Instead of saying we need this for FDA compliance, say FDA compliance is table stakes. But if we go beyond the minimum requirements, we can market ourselves as the gold standard for our category. Compliance gets you a maybe. Competitive advantage gets you a yes. Reframe number 4. This is a big one. Stop letting quality be seen as a cost center. Position it as a revenue enabler. This is where most quality professionals lose the room because we talk about quality costs, not what it enables. Let me show you the difference. The old script, we need a $50,000 investment in testing tools. The new script says we're leaving $200,000 on the table right now because we can't measure the tolerance as tight as they need. $50,000 investment on our quality infrastructure unlocks that revenue within 6 months, and here's the math. Notice how I flipped that. I didn't hide the costs. I just connected it directly to revenue opportunity. And here's your cheat code. Always tie your quality initiatives to one of 3 things. Revenue we can unlock, revenue we're protecting, revenue we're at risk of losing. If you can't connect it to revenue, you're going to struggle to get buy-in. Okay, so let's bring this all together. The 4 reframes. 1, quality assurance becomes risk reduction. Process becomes velocity. Compliance becomes competitive advantage. Cost center becomes revenue enabler. Here's the truth. You're not changing what you do. You're changing how you talk about what you do. Because a quality system is risk reduction. Quality does enable velocity. Quality is a competitive advantage. And quality does protect and unlock revenue. We just have to translate that into the language our leaders already speak. So here's what I want you to do this week. Pick one quality initiative you've been trying to get approved. Run it through these 4 reframes. Find the best one that fits. Then go have that conversation again. I promise you, it's going to land differently. Drop a comment. Tell me which reframe resonated most with you. And if you want more content on getting buy-in, speaking leadership language, and building quality programs that actually get funded, subscribe, because that's what this channel is all about.